Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today we're going to be looking at probably one of the worst unique items in the game. Although it didn't make it to my worst list because it does actually have some uses. And that is the Ironstone Warhammer. The Ironstone Warhammer is bad. It has 47 to 72 damage, which seems relatively high for level 27. And it has a 53 strength requirement, which isn't too bad. And even the durability is not bad at 55 of 55. But at level 27, it's just really, really slow. The damage is punctuated by the fact that it just hits like, I mean, let's go take it out real quick just for lulz, and let's go bash some things, shall we? I mean, it does have a really pretty blue look to it. I've always liked the way Ironstone looked, but it's never been, like, the most amazing item as far as, like, actually, like, killing things. Let's see here. No. Oh, God. Why you guys... Oh, you guys are so rude. Oh, you guys are so rude. Why you do that to me? How am I supposed to show a video about this hammer if I don't have a hammer? Now, of course, that was hell difficulty. Let's be fair, and let's take this to normal difficulty where it belongs. Not that I think it's going to make much of a difference, but we'll even use something that could get good effect out of a large, heavy swinging item. Something like Concentrate probably has a better chance of doing some actual good damage with this particular item. And let's go to somewhere where we would be around level 27, which is Hell, Act 4 in the Rivers of Flame, basically, right? And this is players 5, and as you can see, it does do a significant amount of damage per hit. And because it's slow, it does have some issues. And unfortunately, if I were to take off any of my increased attack speed equipment, which I do have 25% on the gloves, and I'm trying to think if I had any more. I don't have any more. You notice that it's just kind of like a really slow item. One of the other issues with this weapon, speed, has to do with the fact that Cannot Be Frozen is rather hard to come by in the early levels. And not only will you be in a situation where you're not going to have Cannot Be Frozen, but you will often find yourself in a situation where you are constantly coldified with a slow weapon, which makes you even slower and is going to make it even more difficult for you to get that damage off. And any kind of slowing effects like Holy Freeze can also cause this to be an even bigger issue, to the point where literally you'll be hitting so slow that you won't even be able to dish out any damage. And I've had this happen before with relatively slow weapons like Ironstone, is that you end up in these really bad situations where you've been decrepified by Bale, you're chilled, and you're literally attacking like this. Oh, nope, you got interrupted because a faster hit recovery stun came in. And you didn't get your hit off. So you literally will be so slow that you won't even be able to hit targets. And this is a very big downside of slow weapons like this. It also has 150% enhanced damage, but it does vary by 50%, so 100 to 250%. It does have 150 attack rating, which can help you hit your targets, but it does vary from 100 to 150. I don't know why they put variables on this weapon, because even in its perfect form, it's really not that amazing. It also has 1 to 10 lightning damage on it, which is certainly nice for a low-level character, but for a level 27 character, it's relatively nothing. I would definitely like to see that bumped up to a level 27-ish kind of a amount. I could definitely see, honestly, even around 200 lightning damage would be better. There is a bow that is a very similar level. It is level 29. It is called the Sky Strike bow, and it has 1 to 250 lightning damage on it. Certainly a better amount of lightning damage than Ironstone. We also have plus 10 strength and 50% damage to Undead. Now, the plus 10 strength will give you a little bit of an increase in damage because it functions as off-weapon ED, and then, of course, the damage to Undead also functions as off-weapon ED. So you'll end up with a 60% off-weapon ED in combination with your other effects. And once you take away your elemental damage and things like that, which I always have so much random elemental damage just floating around, I can't even remember where all the elemental damage was coming from on this character. Where is the last little... That might be about right, actually. But this is unfortunately with no Mace Mastery. So you would probably have at least a couple points in Mace Mastery. So let's go ahead and put in like 10 points in Mace Mastery. As you can see, we're now at 251. And you could probably have a couple points in Concentrate. So in general, it does end up being a really nice damage weapon. But the issue with Ironstone has always been there's other weapons that have better damage. There's a lot of other weapons in the game that are better than Ironstone, and you usually end up finding them, and you usually end up using them. I would probably rather use General Stando Laga than this, although I could see a couple niche uses for this particular item, like, for instance, a Charge Paladin could get good use out of it, maybe a Bash Barbarian early on, but it just doesn't really have good damage. Now, maybe we can fix that. Maybe we can fix the damage on this particular item. Well, how do we do that? Well, we can try to upgrade it. This is a normal difficulty item, and it might upgrade rather well. And sometimes I'm actually quite surprised at how well these items upgrade to their exceptional counterparts. So let's take a look real quick and see what kind of item we end up with if we upgrade this to Tier 2. The requirements also might go up pretty high, though, as well, so we'll consider that as we go along. So we're going to go from the Ironstone Warhammer, 47 to 72, 53 strength, 27 level requirement, slow class speed, to the Ironstone Battlehammer, 87 to 145, 100 strength requirement, pretty massive bump in strength requirement there, but not too bad for most characters that build strength, and level 32. So as you can see, from level 27 to level 32, we got a massive bump in damage from the meager 47 to 72 to a very nice 87 to 145. It's still a slow weapon, but it's a hell of a lot higher damage than it was before. The ethereal version can also be increased in the same way from 70 to 107, 43 strength, 27 level requirement, to 130 to 217, 90 strength, level 32. And now you kind of start to understand how this particular item can be kind of useful for something like a Charge Paladin, because it's really, with Charge Paladins, it's not about how fast you hit, it's about how hard you hit. And a 130 to 217 damage weapon is literally like endgame level stuff. Like, if you had a very fast attack speed, 130 to 217 damage weapon at the end game, that's enough to kill like Bale in Hell difficulty. You can kill Bale in Hell difficulty with a weapon around that damage. And we're talking about a weapon that's that damage at level 32, which is kind of massive. Now, granted, the slow attack speed really does limit its usefulness to very specific cases, like, for instance, like I said, a Charge Paladin. But a level 32 Charge Paladin could do some pretty significant damage with 130 to 217 on a weapon like this. Now, granted, it is ethereal, so you wouldn't be able to get good use out of the ethereal version on a character that's going to burn the durability, but you could theoretically use this on something like a Blade Fury Assassin, which does not burn durability, and she would actually get some pretty sick damage out of this thing for quite some time on that particular character for a while. The non-ethereal version, though, at 87 to 145 is still very nice damage at level 32. And if you wanted to make it a little bit faster, you could always socket it and put a Shale Rune in it, which would enhance it to a fast attack speed weapon, which isn't too terrible. Now, we can upgrade this one more time. And the final upgrade is probably not going to be a good upgrade, but I think you might be surprised that it's more damage than you think, especially the ethereal version, to be honest with you. And to do this, you're going to need a Pull Rune, you're going to need a Lum Rune, and you're going to need a Perfect Emerald. And this one is kind of an expensive upgrade, and most people are not going to do this upgrade. So this might be the only time you ever get to see a perfect ethereal Zotted Ironstone. So stick around. So the non-ethereal version is going to upgrade from 87 to 145, 100 strength, level 34, to the legendary Mallet of 125 to 152. Very nice damage range there. 189 strength at level 73. Very high strength requirement at 189. Most characters are not ever going to reach 189 unless you're specifically building strength. But as you can see, the damage range on the weapon is actually really nice at 125 to 152. So you end up with a pretty nice little range there. But level 73 is just way too high for this particular weapon for that damage range. It needs to be a lot higher than that. Unfortunately, it's just not really worth the upgrade to the 3rd tier, which is pretty much what I expected. Now, the ethereal version, I'm not sure. The ethereal version is kind of insane with that 217 at level 32. Let's see what this one upgrades to. So it's going to go from 130 to 217, 90 strength, level 32, to 187 to 227, 179 strength, level 73. So we didn't really so much get a huge upgrade in the damage as we did the range. So the range collapsed to 187 to 227. So we basically are dishing out the same amount of damage on both the top end and the bottom end, no matter what. And the problem with this is you'd have to Zod it, so you'd have to take a Zod rune and throw that in there, which is going to bump it up to level 81. And this is going to give us an ethereal Zodded Ironstone legendary mallet, which is kind of not good, but it could kill things. I mean, if you really, like, if you were a high-level barb and you had max mace mastery, and you had, I don't know, let's do berserk, max berserk with, like, max battle orders, and then you had, like, max howl. What is it? It's howl for berserk, right? Yeah, howl. Let's test and see how that runs with, like, some ridiculousness. Why not? Just for fun. What, were we in hell difficulty? No, we're in normal difficulty. Okay, we need to go to hell difficulty to give this a good test. It would be fair to give him a shield, but I don't think I have a shield just sitting around. I could probably buy a shield from Halabu, or whatever the hell his name is. I think his name is Halbu. Yeah, there we go. Here, the indestructible tower shield of the ages. Why not? Oh yeah, look at us. A little sick. Got those sick janks. Look at my little tower shield. Look a little berserk. Let's go see if we can kill something, shall we? I need to put some points in vitality so I don't die. Alright, come on, Eldritch. It's nowhere near as good as I thought it would be. Nowhere near as good. Get out of here. I got some concentrate too. Concentrate. Concentration. No, come back here. Come back here. Come back. Come back, punk. What you want? What you want, punk? Ethereal Zodded, double upgraded Ironstone, boys. You best back off me, suckers. You ain't got time. I'm gonna die. Concentrate works a lot better than Berserk because I'm not, like, constantly getting meoided. Of course, if I was actually Berserking, I would have a way better shield than that. Alright, let's take a look and see where you could potentially get yourself your own beautiful Ironstone if you wanted to get your hands on it, which I know you don't. Don't even tell me you want to get your hands on an Ironstone. You're probably going to find one anyway by accident. It's not even like something that you got to worry about. It'll be there. It'll be there waiting for you, whether you want it or not. Just don't worry about it. It's there. It's there for you. It's there for you, buddies. It's there. Alright. So let's take a look at bosses first. We're going to do about 100% Magic Find since it's level 27. And let's go ahead and take this off of... Actually, no, well, we do got normal difficulty Diablo. So normal difficulty Diablo, 1 in 296. That's probably the best bet, to be honest. At level 27, that's about the exact level you'd be fighting normal Diablo anyway. So, sounds about right. In super uniques, we've got Neolithak, very easy to farm. If you follow my guide on that, I have a guide on farming Neolithak. Check that out. Shank the Overseer, Doc Farron, Pindleskin, Thresh Socket, all very good choices. Not bad at all. Well, I think I've talked about the Ironstone enough. I've probably given this weapon far too much attention than it ever deserved. But you know what? When you find a unique, sometimes you just want to have some fun learning about this unique item that you found. You're excited. You want to know what's going on with this unique. Well, there it is. There's your Ironstone Legendary Mallet shield up. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.